During the American Civil War, no community was more divided than the citizens of Kentucky. The state's declared neutrality would last just a few months before its citizens would be drawn to their respective causes. This is the true story of two Kentucky boys. One was 14, the other 19. Both would answer the call to war, each with very different outcomes.
William Horsfall is an interesting story because it's an archetypal story. It is a hero's journey, if you will, of a young man that comes of age during a terrible crisis in our country. And eventually he becomes the drummer boy of the 1st Kentucky.
At the time of his enlistment in Company G, 1st Regiment Kentucky Volunteers, William Horsfall was described as 4 feet 3 inches tall, light hair, black complexion, and blue eyes. He listed his occupation as schoolboy.
William finally finds himself at the Battle of Corinth. He says in his own account that he ran to the aid of Captain Williamson and pulled him from between the lines to an area of safety.
This single act of courage by the 14-year-old drummer boy does not go unnoticed.
William Horsfall receives the Medal of Honor for his actions on May 21st, 1862. The young man has been transformed by his experience in the Army and in the most tragic chapter in United States history into a real hero.
In southern Barron County, a 19-year-old boy named Asa Lewis decides to join the Confederate Army.
According to the history of the 6th Regiment, Asa Lewis was very gallant in battle. He had proved himself in battle at least 3 different times. Wasn't afraid of anything, as his descendants would describe him. He believed in the cause.
He was also someone who had been called forward for distinction, who had served with his regiment from the beginning of the regiment all the way through to this date, to the time that he went home for his widowed mother.
And someone reported him as being a deserter, and he was picked up by the Confederates and taken back down. They were in the South End. He was taken down to court-martial.
Reports are that they went through numerous officers that threatened to resign their commission because they would not command the firing detail to execute this soldier.
Asa requested of General Breckinridge, the brigade commander, that he go talk to his mother when he could and give his wallet and various personal possessions to her.
Probably she was asking herself why, when he tried to do good and did good, why could he just not come home? But that wasn't to be.